What's up, Wolfgang fam? It's your boy Kid back at it again. Fans of Bad Lads or Lads Army. Lads Army was the first one that we checked out. We got pretty much like a little interview with Captain Nauyokas, so we're definitely excited to check this out. Massive shout out to the boy, to the man, Rice, for suggesting this. Thank you so much for, linking it. Thanks so much for that. We're going to be checking this out. So go get your snacks for the new recurring. Why? Because snacks is not included, damn it. You got to bring your own. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. Shout out to the Patreons. Thanks for your support. Let's get it. Snacks not included. Let's freaking go. Shout out to Rice. Thanks again, buddy. Appreciate you, man.
Well, Nooky Nauyokas is joining us here in the studio. You may well remember him from Bad Lads Army and amongst other programmes on TV, which you were the tough one, you were the mean guy.
I was shouty, small and shouty.
Yeah, that was an interesting programme. Let's talk about that in a minute. Okay. But you're here on the Isle of Man today. Tell us why you're here.
Well, I'm hoping to be in a sort of motivational role, speaking to people from Nigel Howard's group. And giving them some inspiration for the future. There are some younger elements there, there's some older elements. Hopefully I can pass on some of my knowledge and some of the things that I've done in the past that will help them in the future.
What have you done in the past?
Lots.
Good, bad. Were you a bad lad yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, that took a bit of time to answer that.
Yeah, no, I suppose I was. My family, I come from an extensive family. My grandmother had 11 children. My mother was a twin of 11 children in the whole family, and they've all gone on to do quite well, as have I since.
Yeah.
I said hi, I meant I. As have I since. But I was destined to go into the correctional system, guaranteed. I've done all those things that kids did in them days. I left home when I was 15. My mother was an alcoholic. My father left home when I was 2. He's American. He went back to America, kidnapped me when I was 2 years old, took me to America. My mother kidnapped me back, brought me to England. I was made a warder court in America, in England, and I was just destined to go down that route. But I wanted something better. All my life I wanted something better. I lived on a traveller's caravan site for 4 months. I lived in Nottingham, St Anne's Estate for a year and a bit, and then I eventually joined the army. I tried several times. Police, I want to say police record, but being known by the police and my school attendance record stopped me from getting into the military.
Oh, wow.
Eventually I made the break, I joined up, and this is not a recruiting drive for the military, by the way. And I found a family that I'd always been looking for. And settled, and I found a purpose in life. Got to Sergeant Major after 17 years, 18 years. Spent some time as a Sergeant Major, helping the younger element, the kids coming in, and realising that there were problems out in Civvy Street, as I knew it. Left the army, wanted to be an actor, as you do when you leave the army. Went for loads of Mickey Mouse auditions, landed the part of Corporal Nauyokas, Bad Lads Army, or Lads Army as it was in the beginning, which we did the first series, and Joe and I, the other guy that worked with me, said, that's it, it's over, we've let all the secrets out of the bag, there's nothing funny to do anymore, there's no emotion, there's no... and we ran for 4 series over 5 years.
And someone got worse and worse. I mean, they obviously upped the ante, didn't they?
We
with
upped
those
the
guys.
Because we went for what we called the Borstal.
Yeah.
Or the potential Borstal kids.
But of course, being a TV show, they quit half the time and they just gave in, some of the guys, must be disappointing when they actually
there was an element of that, but we could talk most of them round, but if we had a lost cause, do you know what? I'd rather concentrate on the 14 that I've got left than the 1 and ignore the 14.
Any shining examples come out of that?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, my boys.
Yeah, you keep in touch?
My boy. Oh, absolutely. I've just been to a wedding where I was called upon to give a speech, so I gave a speech. Wasn't expecting to give a speech, but I did.
Well, I can imagine you doing that quite just fine.
Well, I do it to all my boys. All my boys that get married, I end up giving a speech. And I say my boys, I could name them if I needed to. There's about 12 of them
Okay.
that are close to me. They'll come to
Cool.
my house. They call my wife mum. They call me dad.
See, motivational. I can see this is what you're doing tonight in the Isle of Man. A motivational speech to the youth service guys.
Yeah.
And do you inspire people? Do you?
I like to think I do, and for most I do. Some you
Nice.
don't get through to, but I've been down there. I've been where I could have stayed, and I've moved up. How have I done that? I've probably motivated myself. I've looked at other people for inspiration. I take a lot of people, and I said my dad left home when I was 2. I've had a lot of father figures in my life, and that is easy to take that role. It's easy to drop that role as well. If you're going to take that role, you keep that role. I've got a young lady in Gainsborough, yes. I turned around, and she rings me now all the time and thanks me for what I did for her, and her life's changed.
Should bring a TV show back, shouldn't they? Really?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we kind of killed it at the end.
Yeah, you kind of
Yeah,
did
we
it.
started with 15, and 3 days later we had 7 people that could walk.
Anyway, good luck with your chat tonight. You talk
Shit.
tonight, and yeah, I mean, and the other man, obviously, the children here maybe not as hard as if they were in New York or something like that. I mean, you know, didn't.
No.
Is your background important on this? People-
No, I don't think it is. I think the way that we deal with the youth of today is important, and take in our surroundings. You know, the outsiders look at the island and go, wow, the Isle of Man, how fantastic. Whereas you may have a young kid looking at the island going, oh, I've had enough, I want to go. But there's more to it than that, and if we can inspire the kids to achieve what they need to achieve, then they will grow with the island,
Okay.
or the island will grow with them.
I mean, I know you have a business that does this. Your website you want to mention?
I have got a website. My wife runs it now.
Oh, right.
It's www.notallbad.co.uk. That gives you a complete rundown of what we do, running youth clubs, working in the judicial system, and working with hard-to-reach teenagers and young kids.
Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, special salute. This was so cool to see. Great insight. Let's talk about it. Hey, we'll ask you guys the question, you know, for those that may be new, do you consider yourself, at least growing up, a bad lads? You know, and if you are young right now, watching this too, consider yourself a bad lad? Or, you know, let me know in the comments down below. Let's talk about it. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, what an absolute legend Captain Nauyokas is. Fantastic insight. Great to hear a little bit more of kind of like, you know, upbringing, you know, mom taking him back and father taking him. So I didn't know that. You know, his pops was American and shit as well. So like really cool insight. But one of the things I remember, I forgot if it was Michael that called him like dad or some shit back in the day, but it's not, to be honest with you guys, not surprising that a lot of them looked up to him, you know, just watching all the series, and many of you guys were watching alongside me for the first time, but if you're not, and you've watched it before, the shit was inspiring. It was motivating me. And, you know, as I work out, sometimes in my brain, you know, I'm being yelled at, all right, do one more, do an extra push-up. You know, come on, man. It's not, don't be a wuss, kick some ass and shit. So I like to think that just seeing this in general motivates me. Obviously, a lot of you guys, myself included, you know, it was like, damn, this shit needs to be happening more. Definitely wish there was more series of this. Obviously, we do know that, you know, we lost some along the way. Yeah, at least you guys have mentioned, you know, I believe like Sergeant Ray, you know, so which, you know, it sucks, man. Him, Murray, Ray, Nauyokas, of course, you know, some of our favorites, Bravo, man. Like you had some really cool, kick-ass, tough, mean guys, but at the same time, pushing you to be your best. Sometimes you need that little bit of a push, you know, you can't be always so gentle, you know, with people that sometimes the bad lads, you know, haven't had a good kick in the ass or father figure, you know, and you need that kind of tough love. You know, obviously some got it worse, you know, those who had a little bit more problematic, you know, past or upbringing or definitely, were more going towards the worst end of it. Some of them didn't make it as far as, pushing through the challenge. Some got eliminated. Some was crazy to see. We always enjoyed the boxing thing, but to see Nauyokas talk about it, hearing him say, he's been invited to weddings and speech. That man can make a speech. That guy had a way with words. Ray did as well. Murray, kick your ass sometimes. So I absolutely adore just seeing this. Great insight, just gave us a little bit more of the show that we got to love. I didn't grow up watching it, just in case, for anyone new out there. We just recently, seen the series, and those episodes went like hotcakes. But for all the motivation and these guys are absolute legends. So I don't know if that website still exists. If it does, maybe I'll link it. But I'll have to check it out for myself. We're just finished watching a video, then a switch screen, and now we're talking about it. But dope video, great insight. Always cool to see, more from the Bad Lads, or Lads Army as it originally started off. And I'm glad that they were able to make more than one series, man. We would have missed out on a lot of shit, a lot of cool stories. But the crazy thing, you don't know about anyone's past. So as far as, you think someone's been good or the straight and narrow, older thing, but could have easily fell to what we would call the dark side. You know what I mean? Like, dark side got cookies, guys. Come on in. I'm just kidding. But, it's very easy. I mean, shit, even for myself, like, for example, shit, like, I grew up in the hood. I'm still in it technically, pretty much. But, growing up, there was gangs and a lot of problematic neighbors, and some of the kids that I hung out with definitely were going towards the bad path, getting me to do bad shit. So having this would have probably kicked me into another gear here. But yeah, I'm glad it brought perspective and stuff. And with Nauyokas being basically almost in the trenches himself, he's able to relate to what these kids are going through, and that's something that you really need, really to reach people. You can't reach everyone, unfortunately. You wish you can save everyone, but they also have to want it themselves. So at least the way I like to look at it, you can only do so much, and then it's up to them to, balls in their court. They got to want to do it themselves. So not every time everybody gets out of that. Some people just stay in it, some of them stay in jail for life, and didn't learn, and, your actions, dictate, what's going to happen in your life. So I enjoyed this show. As you all know, I'll link it to anybody that may be new here on the channel if they want to check out the journey alongside me. But yeah, definitely check it out for yourselves. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks to the homie Rice. Thanks so much for your suggestion. Appreciate you. We'll see you soon. Peace out. Take care. Be well. Peace.